Mr. Mark Cuban launches an online pharmacy to provide cheaper medicine to the masses.
Final fucking lead.
What a fucking cool guy.
Taking on big pharma, this guy. He launched Mark Cuban's Cost Plus Drug Company, aka literally it's MCCPDC.
Okay.
Launched its online pharmacy on Wednesday, offering 100 different generic drugs ranging from cancer medication to mental health medicine. Whoa. And the company's focus is to help shield people from inflated drug prices.
Is it live now or is it like?
It's live now.
Oh shit!
It's live now.
Wow.
It's live now.
So ultimately, he pretty much is acting as a wholesaler and making, and the whole kind of motif of it is to be absolutely transparent with costs. So everything that he's providing for people is at manufacturer's cost plus 15%, and then there's like a $3 pharmacist fee.
Wow.
But what ends up happening is that, for example, the retail price for a drug like, and I'm gonna butcher this because I don't know how to pronounce it. Imatinib, I don't know, which treats leukemia, usually runs upwards of $9,500 per month. Jesus but according to a press release from the new company, the lowest price you might pay with the common voucher is $120 per month, right? So his company is bringing that to people at $47.
Fuck yeah.
What a fucking guy, bro. Imagine like this if this lasts, which I hope it does, he's gonna change the whole fucking world, dude. Yeah. Like this is life-changing shit
and
for
he's building
everybody.
a huge pharmaceutical factory that's 22,000 square feet in Texas right now. That's gonna be done by the end of the year.
That's incredible.
You think there's gonna be big pharma assassins and ninjas that are trying to assassinate his ass, dude?
Yeah.
He's also a billionaire too, right? So
So he's got his own ninjas.
Yeah.
Counter ninjas.
Fucking Houston Rocket ninjas.
You mean Dallas Maverick? Dallas Maverick ninjas.
my dad was he got prescribed Cialis for blood pressure, even though it's for like that's a dick medicine. And then he was like, hey, go to this, like, right to this address, and it was in Canada. And I was like, what the fuck? And he goes, my doctor told me if you get the name brand, it'll be like, I don't know, 3Gs or some shit like that. And then if you get it from, and you have to get it, I don't know, every quarter or something like that. And then he was like, but if you go through this route, they'll fulfill the order, but ship it to my house, and it'll only be a couple $100. And I'm like, what the fuck?
It's crazy. The middleman, that's the whole point. Cutting out the middleman and going straight wholesale. The middleman is on average minimum over 100% markup on generic drugs. Minimum. So and with many pharmaceutical companies doing a 1,000% markup.
Capitalism.
1,000%.
This is why we need universal health care. People will be like, no, I don't want to pay for it. I'm like, all right.
This says that about 18 million people in the US were unable to pay for at least one prescription medication for their household, according to a September 2021 Gallup poll. And additionally, some 10% of Americans have skipped doses of medication in order to save money.
That's insane.
You know what's crazy too is that the government blows a fuck ton of money on Medicare, right? But then they don't fucking bargain for these prices either. So they just accept, sometimes they even pay more in full retail when they're buying so much drugs in bulk. And it's like, you know, you guys have all this money, you could probably get a lower price and wholesale price. Why are you buying it for retail? Makes no sense to me.
So they can pass it to us.
Yep. Yeah.
And mark it up, baby.
Yeah. Everyone just has these handshakes in the back. When I was working in supply in the military, like I could see the cost of everything. And I remember just like you know, when you're bored, you just type it in whatever, and I would type in like Springfield Armory M16, and I'm like, 800. I'm like, that's how much it is at like Turner's or something. I'm like, if the government is buying thousands of these, shouldn't it be like 300? Yeah. And I'm like, damn. And I started looking at everything, and I'm like, holy fuck, they're just buying all this shit at retail. So everyone's just like, hey, we'll buy 1 million of these off of you, and then you sell it to me at full price. Okay.
See, what they need is every one of these deals needs an Asian person to negotiate.
Two. Only one.
We just need one. If it's two, it's too many cooks in the kitchen. You just need it doesn't matter what Asian country, you just need an Asian.
But if you had to pick one, you had to only pick one Asian from one country.
I'm obviously going to be partial to Indians.
Okay. Yeah. All right, that's your bias.
That's fine. You know, I know my people.
I like Indian.
Like everyone else knows their people.
Who gets the cheaper price, Indian or Chinese?
You're about to start World War III.
Right? I think they're really good negotiators.
This might be the last episode of JK News.
Indians are great. When my first job when I worked at basically what is T-Mobile now in Cerritos Mall. You know when you had to like shark phones to people, you'd be like, hey, you got a phone, bro? Yeah. And like not everyone had phones, but the Indian customers I would get, they made me rethink what I could and couldn't do. I was like, yo, this dude is like, how come no coverage on this side? And I was like, oh, we don't have coverage over here or there for that. And he's like, why not? And I was like, yeah, why not? And he was like, I'll only get it if I get coverage here. And I'm
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
maybe we can get some towers up for you, man. Like,
He's like climbing the electrical pole, put it up for his customer.
back then, no phone company had full coverage anywhere.
yeah.
It was, you just got the coverage based on what, like you could get singular if you only wanted this area.
Yeah.
Singular.
And these Indian dudes at Cerritos were dope. I was like,
Imagine just like
Alright.
one single just Indian auntie negotiating for all of the machine guns for the U.S. military.
Don't get a Japanese
I don't. That's not going to work for me. You know. You know, bullets are okay. The gun needs to go down.
You're like, all right, fuck it, we gotta do it then.
Too much. Come on. I'm getting down. I was like, do you know how many kids we have for this? Like,
it's like something that's beyond your power, but you feel like you can do it. You're like, all right, if we work together, me and you, we'll make this happen.
Dude, you get a Japanese negotiator in there, and it's like you'll be like, all right, it's gonna be $100 a gun, and they'll be like, no, I give you $120.
Fucking reverse
You work
negotiating?
so hard, you deserve more. My buddy, he worked at Toyota, Lexus, out in the South Bay, hella Japanese customers, and he goes, man, he's like, most Asians are tough. He goes, Koreans will come in, they're tough, you know, like Chinese, they're tough. Japanese people, I could charge them over MSRP, no questions asked, they'll pay for it.
They just say yes. all the-
And then I'm like, so you're out there exploiting your own people? He's Japanese too. And he's like, yeah, they're the easiest ones to take.
30-year freaking time.
Because there's no bargaining culture.
So if he's like,
It's
yeah, in India, no matter where you're at,
you bargain, right?
bargain.
Yeah.
anything, they'll be like, hey, we're selling you this bottle of water. It costs $5. And I'll be like, I'll give you one. And they'll be like, oh, no, sir, dude, that's too, no. And I'm like, all right, I'm out. Right, and obviously they know I'm American.
Yeah.
And then when I walk away, they're like, come back, come here, let us lick. And I'm like, it's 50 cents now. And I'm like, 50 cents, 25. And they'll be like, 30. And I'm like, all right, deal.
Yeah, so you gotta do a 30-minute conversation for a bottle of water.
That's why if you're going shopping in India, you need to go with the intention of, like, I actually need to buy something. Like, window shopping, you'll get sucked into a black hole of just negotiating, and then you'll be, like, spun to somebody else.
Brown hole.
A brown hole.
Because they'll pull you in, even if you're not buying. They're like,
Yeah, they'll just be like, yeah, come in, right? Like, the whole 9 yards. Like, they do the whole old school salesman pitch, and they know you're a tourist, right? And so they'll first say it in dollars, and you'll be like, absolutely fucking not, because then I can buy the store. And so
We need an immigration program where we have Indian negotiators working for the U.S. government, and if they, depending on how much money they save, is how they'll get their citizenship.
Wow.
So India has like this, like they do this all the time. So we're going to see the Taj Mahal, okay? My parents are from a different city. The Taj Mahal is in Agra. My dad's from Chennai, which is South India. So he doesn't really speak Hindi. So we're getting there and they have the ticket price and it's like Indian citizens and like non-Indian citizens. So obviously none of us are gonna get by. But my parents could easily just, speak in Hindi and just be like, yeah, we're citizens. My dad, for the first time in his life, he was like a very thick Indian accent. The dude speaks to him in Hindi. We speak a language called Tamil, so he can't really respond. Instead of responding in Tamil, he looks at me and my brother and he's like, yo, what the fuck is this joker talking about? Like just straight
Like a
up,
New Yorker.
Like a New York, Bronx, like just straight up mafia. I'm like, Dad, what the fuck? I was like, for the first time in my, like the 30 years of my life, your accent disappeared and you were like, yo, look at this motherfucking clown. I'm like, what the hell? I was like, why did you just respond to him? We all got charged the American price. The one time I was like, he's like, I don't understand him. I was like, he doesn't understand you.
So he fumbled it. He fumbled
Yeah, I mean, like we were arguing over like probably like $2 American at the end of the day. But like straight up, my dad has it's like really thick. He could have said anything. Like, no,
Hey, the fucking balls on this guy, huh?
This fucking jabroni.
yeah, he was like, this motherfucker. Like, what the fuck is is up with this dude?
Curtis Blow.
Yeah,
all of a sudden.
Jesus Christ, Dad! I was like, what the fuck? Although it was very funny because me and my brother were like,
hilarious.
we were like, of course.